Hello, everyone. In another episode of umbraCoffee that reminded me that we need to shorten our intro video.
I was about to say,
I've had a number of people tell me how annoying the song is, and I thought it was just me thinking it was really annoying, and like because we hear it all the time. And but no, people have said in the community it's a really annoying song. So anyone that maybe we had this discussion before, didn't we? Get Marky Mark to play something on his ukulele or something.
Anything, but which will be 10 seconds long, not almost a minute, right? So
I usually play umbraCoffee on 1.5 speed, so it's the song is better actually. It's faster.
If we have any talented community members who can remix it or create anything that will be cool or AI generated too, we accept that and we can replace that. But until then. But yeah, another episode, another end of month, and today we are joined by Sebastian Janssen. Hi, Sebastian. How are you doing on your side?
Good. Yes.
Good.
Excited about the stuff I've done this week.
We are
we'll talk about it. And
Good.
Callum, what about you? How's the month passed by for you?
Yeah, I don't know where this month's gone, to be honest. It feels like it was both yesterday and a really long time ago that we last did umbraCoffee. So I'm not sure. It's really gone. February's not really a month, is it? It's just like a few weeks. So
I was 1 week in the mountains, 1 week in the hospital, and then we have end of the month. And that's
yeah.
But that's how it is. But again, it was a busy month in the community, and we will highlight hopefully everything what has happened around our Umbraco community. So yeah, let's talk about it. And we can start from something what is not the best news that we would love to share. But at the beginning of the month, we were informed that one of the community members who has been extremely active and extremely inspiring and amazing, geeky. I do remember still this Windows retro reflections on the videos that has been shared recently, unfortunately passed away. And it has been also highlighted as your profile of this month, which is a full tribute to Terence Burridge, who was, as I mentioned, very, very active and an amazing community member.
I completely, it passed me by the was it the 20 years of Umbraco, or no, sorry, the video he did of running Umbraco on a retro machine. And I think I've watched it 2 or 3 times since, because it is genius. It's amazing, so good. I don't know how I missed it. And yeah, I mean, there's so many fond memories of Terence at various events, because he was, at least in the UK, everywhere. Like I know I've got a reputation for being everywhere, but no, Terence truly has. He would make the trek all the way down from Stockport to basically everywhere. I've seen him in the northeast of the UK. I'd seen him in Bristol. He'd come down to London all the time. So he was always a fantastic presence. It's a real loss.
Yeah.
And I think this blog post as well highlights all of those amazing, not all of them, but most of the greatest ones that Terence was involved in. I do also remember him on various events. He was always also joining the umbraCoffees and has been very active in all the talks. And of course, he was battling with the heavy opponent that won in the multiple fights already. And we can only feel sad and share the tribute from all the activities.
It's been really great to read this blog post as well. Things I didn't know about him, and things that people, there's been so many interactions with Terence, and it's just been very heartwarming to read everything that people say about him. It's just gone too soon.
And from beyond the Umbraco community as well, of course, they have MacTech or MacLTech or whatever it's called, the meetup that's sort of local to him as well, and people from there giving their condolences too. So it's his he clearly had a wide impact beyond the Umbraco community.
Yeah. And if we talk about impact, also some of the community members, Carl, if that's correct here, set up the fundraising for the charity that was helping Terence in the battle, and then it has 700% of the goal collected already. So it proves that people really supported the idea, and then still it's open, it's active, everyone can contribute, and again it might support other people fighting as well. So that's never the end of the battle.
an amazing amount of money to have raised as well for a very worthy cause, but only 65 supporters feels like we could do a lot more than that. Given how far wide the community is spread. And most umbraCoffee episodes will get about 100 views, 150 views. So if you haven't, or your company hasn't, it'd be awesome if you could. We've put some money behind it, and I know others have as well. All for a very good cause.
So let's make it one of the first biggest CTAs of this episode. We'll of course make sure that the links are everywhere where it's possible, and let's see how and if we can change this number to even be higher. Because all that is also heavily related to Umbraco, and I think we all benefited a lot from Terence activities, and a lot of smile was brought to our faces through all this year. And I still need to rewatch this video again because that was a masterpiece.
It's unfortunate that my lasting interaction with him was the hideous picture he took of me at UK, which occasionally does the rounds on social media and Slack.
Well, that was an awesome picture as well. So I reposted it as well. Yeah, but
maybe I need to make it my profile picture in his honor.
So yeah, that's not the happiest start, of course, of the month, but then let's see how we can turn it into the positive impact for the long-term resolution. And then let's talk about Umbraco, because as well for Umbraco and the products and everything else around that, there was a lot of things happening. And Sebastian, we talked before we went live that I was going to ask you about where you have been involved in such a long list of the things that
living
happened.
under a rock a little bit, so I have not seen a lot of this yet.
Just a footnote on this list of news. That's so sad.
Yes.
I see. I'm in there. Yes.
There is a link. There is a highlight. We will of course talk about it. I have a links open here, but yeah, it seems like again a lot has happened, and a lot of the things were done on all the areas of the product that Umbraco is right now spreading, starting from the new releases, some new packages for already supporting version 15. And some highlights and information on what is going to be released in Umbraco 16. That some of it we already seen, some of it is brought to our attention now. We don't want to go through all of that, but there is a lot of topics that are right now more related to some discussions, to some ideas flying around the web. Callum, what about you? Have you been following any of this more actively, especially on the other areas of cloud or any other products that are outside of the CMS, or you've been also most into the CMS only fields?
Recently? I'll be honest. This evening I've been building a table, and prior to this,
in HTML or
no,
in Excel.
Most of the rest of this month I've been moving house and doing lots of things. So this product update caught me by surprise, just by the sheer amount of stuff that's actually been going on, because the last few months have been slightly chaotic. So no, honestly, completely clueless about what's going on. Sorry, that's not much for you to feed off there.
Yeah, but at the same time, exactly, there's too many things to capture even in one go. So, and it has been only released a couple of days ago, if I'm correct. So yeah, we have time. We still have time.
But this big list has made me realize, and this may be controversial. I don't know. 90% of the things on that list I don't care about. So they're deployed and they are cloud and stuff. And I mean this in the best way, because every single section of that has something you can get excited about. Like the CMS stuff actually is really cool. We're not using 15 currently, so none of that really matters yet, but it's definitely on our roadmap of things to move towards. And like, it's made me realize how Umbraco is so much more now. It has been for a while, but so much more than just the CMS. Like the products that we're covering, there is equal sized updates for all of the other products than there is the CMS, which is quite an exciting time. So yeah, it's cool, at least.
We started using Umbraco Cloud in some of the setups these days, so I'm more open to the updates there. And I was also surprised. I did share it when we were browsing the cloud in the past umbraCoffee episodes, how much it has changed since the last time when I looked at it. But it's all for all the other projects. So I think that this is exactly where the focus needs to go, and everyone who is impacted or involved, they will see the changes. And yeah, it's a lot of things. I think that the topics that are mentioned at the end, not only to focus on forum that we will talk about, Sebastian, in a second, but funny enough, Umbraco 8 finally approached the date. Finally, because it was
end of an era.
I did mention to someone on this week's calls that I was talking about Umbraco 8 updates for probably the last year in full. It was.
I'm so bored of talking about upgrades.
Exactly.
I think everyone is there. And finally, what we've been saying to clients as well is like, oh, you know, once you're on to 13 or beyond, like those upgrades become so much easier. And it's true, right? Like it's, can you remember the last painful Umbraco upgrade you did between, you know, new majors, not 8 to something? It's incredible. I'm quite glad.
I even upgraded a 13 to 15 the other day, and it went off without a problem, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's say I didn't have much content in there, so.
Content, no, not too many community property editors, that sort of thing. But like, exactly. You know, within reason, these upgrades are really straightforward. So I also look forward to not having to talk about upgrades.
I'm not sure if anybody saw, if it's on your list, Marcin, but Richard Suderman did a wonderful blog post looking back at the .NET Framework era and his his journey in that. Absolutely great to see him. I mean, in a typical Dutch way, complaining about everything, of course. But it is really. I mean, I was. He did make me realize, yes, the .NET Framework era is now actually over, and we can focus on modern .NET, and it's absolutely lovely.
I mean, it's quite scary at the Umbraco Melbourne meetup a few weeks back, last week in fact, and we were talking about, oh, you know, when did you start with Umbraco, and we were reminiscing about V4, etc., and it being quite ahead of its time at some points, V4, but then we brought up the fact that some of us have been working on Umbraco 8 to 13 upgrades, or even having to do new features, patches for Umbraco 8 sites. And just the sheer shock factor between working with 13 or even later and 8 is now crazy, because it feels like you're going really back in time. Everything doesn't really make sense. .NET 4 is just so lovely, or .NET 8 and beyond is so lovely. It's like, yeah, big shock.
Yeah, might be the time when I will stop carrying over 2 laptops all the time to switch from Windows to Mac, but it's interesting. I haven't seen this blog post. I found it, so I'll put it on the list. But I didn't realize it yet that much, because we still have some Umbraco 8 websites and some packages that are still done in .NET Framework. But it will be really fun to say that, okay, bye .NET Framework. I don't want to use you anymore. Right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to this time.
It's also fun now that if you try and Google anything .NET Framework related, good luck. The content's not there. Don't forget that .NET Framework has not been under active development since 2016. Yeah. Like this is not a modern, up-to-date thing anymore. But at the same time, you can't find documentation for things in ASP.NET 4.8, and we found that this week trying to find features, and even ChatGPT tells you to do things that are not possible in .NET Framework. So it's becoming more and more painful to even work with it.
But it might have been our super skill and super unique selling point that we know how to do things in web forms and .NET Framework.
It's like people who still know how to do COBOL, right? They will always make money.
Exactly.
One day we're going to be paid millions to maintain Umbraco 8 solutions.
Exactly. That would be interesting. But yeah, that's over in some ways. So finally, we can also move it as a past event. But also, that was the one of the highlights. And the second one was around Umbraco Awards, because I was also quite starting planning the time ahead of the year, and I had a small project that I wanted to submit this year, and I then realized, oh damn, another deadline is approaching, and it's quite fast approaching, because it's probably the deadline is the 1st April.
It's a month away, and we were having a chat internally. We've got some submissions in progress currently, and we obviously have to make a video that showcases it. And the last time we submitted anything was in 2022, and it was a solution that we put a lot of our 18 months of work into. We're really proud of, and it wasn't flashy, but it was just vast and quite technically complex. But everyone we were up against had these incredible, very well polished, marketing made videos. And I was going, we can't compete with any of that. And we looked back over the submissions from 2024 and 2023 as well. And it's just got flashier and flashier, the level that people are putting in. This is not to say that you have to do that. I don't think you have to do that.
Yeah.
But we were like, maybe we need to do something a little bit more than just a screen recording of the project like we've done in the past, and actually put a bit more thought into really clearly communicating the key parts of our project we want to get across. So yeah, there's more work for us to do in this month as well. But
looking forward to the AI generated videos.
Oh
yes, of our product.
How much rubbish are you going to get sent through? I wonder.
I know, right?
That's why I wanted to say that I will still go with the screen recorded way. To be honest,
you're just going to shove a few fancy transitions or
yeah, exactly. Zoom in, zoom out. That's the most what I can do as a experienced YouTuber at the moment. But that's again, that's why I also wanted to mention it and raise it to our attention, because a month is a very short amount of time. And yeah, I think it's always exciting. It probably excites me the most every year these days to see other people's work. And funny enough, I was exposed recently to some of the customers and clients who said that we want to be award-winning customers. So okay, right now you need to pay us for spending the appropriate amount of time to maybe creating even a submission video.
We've seen this in pitches where they want to work with an agency that has won awards. What does that mean? And especially when you know how the wider industry, like marketing, digital industry works, is that you basically pay to win awards. This is not the case with that. It's actually adjudicated. So in some ways,
if we can buy one of the Umbraco awards, let us know where to
Oh, Marcin, no.
I don't think this is on your list of links, Marcin, but whilst we're talking about awards, the Umbraco MVP renewal and submission window. Seb, do you know more about this than me? Probably.
Lucy will kill me, but your submission needs to be in by the end of March. And I believe you can nominate. Can you scroll down? You can nominate it.
Yes,
or not anymore.
I'm just looking on Lucy's post on our Slack, because there are all the key dates mentioned there. So nominations are until the 3rd of March. Then the renewals are the deadline is to the end of the March, so 31st March, and new MVPs can also be submitted to the end of the March. And Lucy kindly brought this as well here.
And don't worry, chat. Nominations is only for if you think someone has been awesome and you want to nominate someone. Of course, you can nominate yourself, but then you just fill in your actual application.
So people have till Monday to nominate their awesome colleagues or community members that have helped them out to be considered for an Umbraco MVP award this year. Awesome.
Yeah. So we found it. Other than that, no more deadlines at the moment. But Callum, you wanted to mention something about the 13.7 release as well.
We spoke about this on the last umbraCoffee, because 13.6 came out, I think, the day before the last umbraCoffee, and I was excited to see 13.7 was already in progress. And I forgot this was happening, and it was only yesterday when I saw a post on Twitter about this that I got excited, and I looked at the release notes and I got even more excited.
Your work has been merged.
This is not my work. We'll talk about that.
No?
Andy Butland saving the day. But I think 13.7 might be the Umbraco release I'm most excited about in 3 years, which is sad. Because it fixes so many things that have been broken for so long. So firstly, Jason on my team has obviously done some great work. Those top 2 items are actually his for fixing some performance issues we found in Umbraco when profiling, doing some profiling work for Umbraco Commerce, in fact, where Umbraco just had a thread constantly there, locked, waiting to do nothing, just as basically a way of checking a file system lock, which is silly. And then some other things. There was it's as simple as removing a thread sleeve, but anyway, yeah. This is great. Of course, everyone's getting slightly faster if they are on 13 and upgrade. The ones I'm more excited about are caching of null dictionary values. Like you said, Marcin, I started this pull request, and then Sven had some feedback, and it was all very valid feedback, and I got really busy. And then Andy Butland came in and went, "Yeah, we'll fix this," and he's done it properly, like it should have been done in the first place. So thank you so much, Andy. I can't take any credit for this, but what it means is if you ever had a typo, say in your dictionary key in your code, every single time you loaded that page, it would hit the database and try and get that dictionary key out, and it wouldn't cache that. Oh, there was an attempt at getting something that didn't exist. So now, well, at scale, as we've seen on some of our sites, especially sites where we use the dictionary as a way of optionally implementing like a label and overriding something coming from dynamic content, for example, like from an API. Now it's really efficient. This didn't work at scale before, and hasn't for forever, ever in Umbraco. So we've seen people rolling their own caches around the dictionary stuff. You don't need to anymore. This works amazingly.
Well, this is an Umbraco forum. We didn't have an actual cache for our dictionary items, so there is a package out there that I made to cache. So you young ones have it good. At least you had some kind of cache.
Yeah.
I mean, we did skip one little thing, a little celebration that we had this month as well. Or maybe you're getting to it.
Yes. Is this the Models Builder one?
No.
No.
I just wanted to mention that Umbraco turned 20 years old a few days.
Oh, okay. We'll come to that.
Okay.
Yeah. The next one that I was wanting to celebrate is finally we have the option of turning off the version from the generated Models Builder models.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, this has done my head in for years, years. So Umbraco, every time you upgrade, even minor versions, will increment the version number in the Models Builder models. And it means that if someone either forgets to regenerate and check those in after an upgrade, and then the next time you pull down and run the code base, you get a bunch of changes on models that you don't know why they're there. And equally, when you do an upgrade, there was a change, maybe 13.2 or something, introduced a bunch of nullables that were returned by property editors. And so there's actual changes to your models in that case. But it was impossible looking at source control to know if they had changed because it was just polluted with all these version number changes. So finally, you can turn them off, which is so awesome. I know it's Andy's already put in a fix because there was one version number that got missed.
Yeah.
And so I think there's still a version number in the models in 13.7, but I guess there'll be a patch at some point that fixes it. So yeah, this has been my biggest bugbear with Models Builder for the longest time. So I'm so happy. So happy.
One small step, right? But that's a huge result here. But yeah, I do also remember the annoyance level of just rebuilding or again checking in all the models again after the small bump of the package. But yeah, that's it. And yeah, Sebastian, as you've mentioned, the celebration. I just found a LinkedIn post with some highlights on that. Tell us more, because we haven't seen a lot. I haven't seen a lot of that because it was a really nice event probably that you've celebrated your side. So yeah, what has been celebrated for 20 years of Umbraco? Because we know that the Code Garden is also having the 20th year anniversary. So how it looked, what has been mentioned.
So I mentioned it, and now I am I have nothing to say because I was just on holiday, so I missed the whole thing. I was watching the Northern Lights in Iceland. It was also very, very interesting.
But so I've noticed that the Niels, of course, was having a participation here, from what I saw, at least from the pictures, right?
Yeah. I love this animation here with the different Umbraco versions and the ever-increasing, ever more beautiful machines they run on. I have had some part in getting some of the images in there. I know we had a celebration at HQ. Niels was there to do a Q&A with everyone. It sounded like it was super fun. There was cake and confetti, and I think our more bigger celebration will be happening at Code Garden, as you can see from this video as well. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of history.
There was another video, a community video of a bunch of different agencies singing "Happy Birthday" for Umbraco too. So that's great. Can I be grumpy about something for a minute? Could you, Marcin, in that video, could you scrub back about 3 seconds? So I was complaining in my a little bit more than that, and you can share your screen. This U. Back a little more. The U.
I know. I was wondering about this.
Right. So we had a big discussion internally in my team about this. So the U is the wrong U in my opinion. U, right? That is not the Umbraco U. It's just a random U. Jason even pulled up a picture of the U-Bahn sign, which is the same. And we made jokes about how Umbraco did say they were going to invest more in Germany, and maybe it makes sense. But it turns out this is not the incorrect U. It is the uppercase U in the Lato font.
Is it the Lato font? Yeah, okay.
It just looks so wrong.
I know.
Wrong to me. So I don't know. Hopefully we keep for the next 20 years that lovely horseshoe shaped Umbraco.
Yeah, I haven't realized it even though. So that just proves the level of detail that you pay attention to.
And it ruins my day.
No, I thought you were going to complain about your picture in the background there.
Yeah, I was going to see, because I've noticed you wearing the hat where we were sharing the 99 problems and the glitch ain't one talk.
That was back in the day when people could take nice pictures of me at conferences.
Yeah, that was a true
gangster
picture.
Do we know who the Viking-looking man on the laptop is?
I'm not sure.
Video?
Maybe we'll find out at Code Garden.
I mean, that's part of, this is, if you find out, you win a prize at Code Garden, that's it.
Too many unknowns. But Sebastian, then, time for another celebration, I think, in which you can at least now take more credits on and tell us more about, because as we titled it also on our episode title here, our got or will be replaced with a new forum, and we have a new address, forum.umbraco.com, that has been running for a little while. So tell us more about it and tell everyone more about it.
It's predictable and approachable, and people can find it.
No, why would we do this? So, yes, a little bit of history maybe. 16 years ago, we started our own forum built on Umbraco, and I started working at Umbraco about 12 years ago, but I've been maintaining this forum for at least the past 15 years together with some other people, but for the past 10 years, it's been me, myself, and I. And speaking of .NET Framework and old stuff, if you scroll all the way down, Marcin, let's check it if it's still there. All the way down in the footer. Oh, I removed the version number. Okay, well, it's still running on Umbraco 7, which is fine because I get XLTS support, so it's completely safe.
Oh, you paid for that, have you?
I mean, the company's paid for it. So yes, forum for years. If you've ever talked to me about our Umbraco, you know that I've been wanting to do stuff with this for years and change this for years. But it was never a good time. Other priorities and things happen. So now that V7 is in definitely very end of life, and we really need to move on. I found we've looked at the new forum software that we're using, Discourse, for a few years, and it's always been very promising, very good. And I think after I had like a little brainwave late last year, where I realized what we could do, or what the Discourse can do, it can function as a comment function on any of your blogs. So you set up Discourse, you put in a little bit of JavaScript on your website, and you have a comment section, which then if you start a new comment on a new blog post, it starts a new thread on the forum, and replies to that thread are the comments. And I'm like, wait a minute, I've been so like in this thing where I'm like, okay, there's 100,000 like posts on the Umbraco forum. How are we ever going to migrate this correctly? wait a minute, what if we just make the forum read-only and put a comment section under it? That's exactly what we did. So if you go to any threads in our Umbraco right now at the bottom, you'll see you can continue this thread. You can have a look here if you're at the bottom. Yeah. No, that's a long thread. There's a continue discussion button here, and if you tap that one, I need to work on the click. You need to be exactly on the link. I need to work on that. So click it again. It didn't work. Okay, well, for most people it will work. Well, it should turn green.
Maybe I'm on Brave as well, which is probably blocking some.
Oh, Brave is blocking
actions.
Great.
But that's a feedback to you already.
Excellent.
I will turn the sheets for now.
Allow cookies.
And let's try.
No. Anyway, it will turn green, and it will give you a link to the new forum where you can continue commenting. And if you do comment, the comments will show up here on the old forum as well. So this is a very gradual. We don't lose any of our SEO juice, but gradually, all of the new content will be happening on the new forum. Oh, there you go. Now it worked. And this will just gradually move over. So in a few, I plan to make the whole forum like a static site at some point, but there's like still lots of integrations.
Issues umbraco.org thing.
Exactly.
Nice. But I quickly checked the discourse in general. I was surprised because, as you mentioned, I then realized what product we are talking about, and I was not aware when it was launched. But then I realized I saw it somewhere, right? I must have seen it somewhere. Then I realized that Elastic, Docker, OpenAI, and all the other big players are using this for their home of discussions.
It was created by Jeff Atwood from Stack Overflow. So it's spun out of Stack Overflow. Basically, it's a very, very good forum tool. I think possibly the best. I know the user experience is not necessarily awesome in all places, but they've tried to build a generalist forum that works well for every type of community. And I know, Seb, you've baked a load of really nice community features into here.
Badges, surprised. Yeah. So every corner I turned while trying to figure out how we can continue like making a friendly forum. It's like, oh yeah, this is supported. Oh, this is an official plugin. This is an official plugin. So it's officially supported everything. So I don't have to worry that's going to break and someone has to make it better and things like that. So
you've got the Karma leaderboard back. Amazing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I love that my test account is the current leader. Oh no, I'm gone. Yeah.
No, Warren is the current leader.
Excellent. So yes, we do have to say RIP to the old karma. You will leave all your old karma behind. Sorry, Marky Mark, and sorry, Matt Brailsford and Nick Kelleher, because
all 80 points of my karma is going to be missed. I'm sure.
Exactly.
Famously, never posted on the forum. I've never used Our really. Just been too clumsy.
I've looked at the stats, and we already have more activity in the new forum than in the old forum. Obviously, because the old forum now is read-only. So, but still, there's more happening currently because everybody's very excited, and I am very happy that everybody's very excited. We do have a meta category there on the left. So if you have any problems, things that are missing, ideas, not too great ideas, please. We want to keep it simple for now. But there's many great ideas that we can look into for the future. There's more plugins that I want to explore, but time is a factor as well. So.
A forum for the forum.
Yes, it's very meta.
I know there is an unboxing video with you, Lottie, and Alan, and Alan demonstrates how you can sign up, and it's linked to your GitHub account, and it's all very slick to get started, so that's awesome. The tags, you've mentioned something about automatically getting created when a new version comes out. That's even more awesome.
We're looking into the idea of generating a tag for for packages. If people want to opt in to have a forum support area, just give them a tag, put it in your marketplace.json or something.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be a thing, didn't it, for Our, where you could say like, there's a package forum for this.
I package. I need a forum for it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of like so most people just want their GitHub issue tracker and their discussions happening there, but some people like to be where the rest of the Umbracians are as well. So yeah.
Definitely.
It's up to you.
So 2 questions. I know one of them is addressed in your unboxing video, which is my love, Discord. What's happening to Discord?
Have you signed up to Discord yet, Callum?
You're locked out, Seb. You know that.
Oh no. Yeah, this is one of the reasons that we wanted a open and public forum, is that it is sometimes for and not just actually for a few people. It is quite a few people who get hit by this spam filtering on Discord. So it's hard for people to get into Discord sometimes. We do intend to continue with Discord. We have new ideas for events on there. We do keep socializing with each other. We say hello, hi, good morning, Callum, to each other, and post our Wordle scores. There's still a gaming channel where people are active. There's still the forum actually now feeds into Discord, so each new topic will get posted, so people get the idea. Oh, that's something I have to say about this, so we can continue there. So, yep, we're looking forward to doing some fun and new things in there as well. But
so it's more
we'll never be able to enjoy it. So
yeah, Discord's more of a social hub, and the forum's more for information rather than having stuff behind a login.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. That's great.
That's
and
cool.
Go on, Marcin.
No, go, Callum.
I was going to ask what's left on our Umbraco to keep it alive.
I know, right? That's the $1 million question. That's for me to find out for the next few months.
Version comparisons.
So for people who don't know, I mean, it was me. I was developing this, so I could throw in anything I wanted, and I've thrown in everything I wanted. So there's lots of integrations running in the background. There's some hangfire tasks. There's lots of URLs that people are pinging on our Umbraco for stuff. There's the blog feed is still happening there. So it doesn't look like much anymore. I mean, documentation is gone, community is gone, forum is gone, but all the things that are now behind our Umbraco need to be ported out somehow as well. Packages have gone. Yeah.
Well,
so, but the whole download section, right? That's probably something.
Yeah, but release notes and also packages section still powers the back office package
for older, for
versions.
pre-13 versions, yeah.
Pre-13, so maybe 10. I think it might be pre-10.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, one of those.
But yeah, so there is like we don't have this compare tool, which I used fairly frequently.
I use it all the time.
I mean, GitHub makes sense for release notes now, but like,
but does it
stuff, and that's annoying.
Exactly.
So documentation, you can't find Umbraco 8 documentation anywhere anymore, other than on here still. So there is still stuff. It's just
luckily, it's stuff that can move somewhere else, and it will, and it's not that hard. And I do have actually, it excites me because now I can make new features that I've been wanting to build. So it's I'm on to the next one already. Bye forum, we're done.
So is there any backlog that you already have in your mind, anything specific that you would love to start doing now?
No, but the releases page is definitely something I want to work on, mostly also because I want to make sure that we automate congratulating contributors to our Umbraco better. Currently, it's sort of semi-automated, but I have ideas to make it better, and I can now move forward with that one. So, it'll be fun.
Something that I've also said for a long time that would be really helpful is release notes for all of Umbraco's products in one place. So if that's GitHub or something else, would be great. But sometimes there's a change in forms and you don't know about it unless you go actively seek it out. Whereas the obvious place and everything links back to the releases tab on our currently. So it'd be great to have everything there.
Great idea. The way it's built right now, I should just add another repository and it should be fine. But the forms repository is internal, so I don't know what I can expose there.
That's cool. And as you've mentioned also before we went live, it was quite nicely released change. So it is stable, it is working, the move is there. I didn't realize that it will post the replies to the old threads as well. So that's cool.
So that's
is
one.
there any?
So you see the new replies. We also ping back to the original authors of the thread saying, hey, there's a new discussion happening here. One other thing that some people have really loved is that when I mention a GitHub issue on the forum, it automatically posts on GitHub saying, hey, there's something happening here. You might want to look at the forum to see more information about this issue.
Cool.
The integrations, it's something I've been wanting to build for years, is just a plugin that I've just enabled now is whenever you have an accepted pull request on GitHub, it gives you a badge on the new forum. Yeah, it's making me very happy.
That's nice. And is there any date where you plan to cut out the old forum completely, or it will stay for a little longer?
As long as it's needed. I know, hi Nicholas, if you're watching, my colleague Nicholas really wants to get rid of those servers because they're very expensive. So I'll make haste.
Nicholas sent an email around this morning even saying how they're changing TLS version on Umbraco Cloud from sometime coming up, and I'm guessing Umbraco 7 is also on an older TLS version that probably does not want to be supporting. So
I've had to move things out of our Umbraco because TLS broke. Yes.
Yeah.
Oops.
But that's cool. It looks awesome. It definitely does the job, and yeah, I hope that people will then share their replies and fight for good leaderboard scores, not only just to fight, but also to just.
And I think it's also important that we now have. You used to come to Umbraco as a new person, you see this forum and you'd go, what is this? Oh, wow. It looks a little bit dated, right? So new forum, looks modern, works great on mobile, by the way. One of those things. And yeah, it's just what we needed.
Nice. Let's explore, and everyone let us know as well if you will be exploring and sharing the problems there, and we hope to find some answers. Funny enough, I was checking this week Stack Overflow Umbraco tag. I don't know what brought me there because I haven't been looking at Stack Overflow for a longer while, but I opened it and there are still a lot of questions about various things related to Umbraco without any answers, unfortunately. But it seems like again, people were looking for those answers there, and
the answer
maybe
is always go to forum.umbraco.com.
That's exactly the best and the correct answer now. Not find it on Discord or find it on Slack or in the various places is a central place to discuss. So that's awesome. Cool. I haven't been able to walk through all of the other releases this week, so we can just have a quick look on the marketplace releases. And I don't know, guys, if any of you had any more interactions with some of the recently released packages. But one that I wanted to mention in particular, because Ken wrote a little blog about it after the V15 initial release. It's a headless preview package, which delivers the functionality to render the preview of the page that is built on the top of headless principles. So in theory, it doesn't have a rendering engine attached to the CMS. So that's awesome, and there is a blog post on Ken's website where everything is described there. But the other ones, I just noticed today that there are a couple of them already V15 supported, which is awesome to see, and still plenty of packages released in the even 1 month of time. So looking good and active. I don't know, Sepp, if you're following any statistics
amount of 15 package, actually. If you scroll up, you can filter by version up there,
yes,
and on the left side.
Yes.
And that's quite a lot.
Yes.
I keep thinking there's 107 results.
107 results. Yeah, that's nice.
Let's see if they all work, but most of them should actually. So I haven't looked at the packages at all recently, except for my own. I'll plug my Cultive Hangfire one, which now, thanks to Ken, by the way, thank you, Ken, works on Umbraco Cloud as well, which I've been it's been a big hurdle that I've been encountering. So we don't use cookies anymore for back office logins, really. It kind of works on local machines, but not when you have an alternative login provider. So we had to finagle a little bit, and we've reintroduced cookies now, but only for Hangfire in this case.
Very good.
Which are synced with login and logout events and update events on OpenEdict, if that's how you pronounce it. So it will, if you log out, and your Hangfire is still protected. So
Okay.
I was very happy about Ken's blog post about that this week, or last week.
That's nice.
Very nice.
But then
Ken's blog is awesome. If people aren't following Ken on, I think it's LinkedIn, he's generally posting his updates. But if you're not following Ken, his blog's great, like literal
so great.
Weekly or maybe sometimes multiple times a week, gold dust about headless things or the stuff he's been working on. So yeah, definitely go follow him. Is it kjack.dev?
Kjack.dev, yeah. kjac.dev. There you are.
Let's plug it here. Definitely well deserved, and yeah, one of the blogs that is keeping an active content. I know who was looking recently for Philip was looking for some blogs to scrape and migrate. So yeah, that's one of the cool ones as well to do that. So yeah,
I think Philip is looking for a little bit more than 50 posts. So
yes.
If you have a really big blog, by the way, contact Philip. He would love to hear from you.
Yeah,
and not
exactly.
Umbraco, he said specifically.
Not Umbraco.
Blog. I guess this was, well, I'm speculating purely here, but I'm assuming it's around kind of the orchestration efforts that are being researched and having a way of, moving content between different platforms and other things. So a blog is a great place to start.
I'm nodding, but I actually have no idea what he's trying to do.
You're also speculating.
Yeah, let's follow with speculations. But maybe it's a time for us to explore and know more about it from the people itself. And there are some events where we will hopefully hear and learn more about in the recent future. And yeah, that's the next segue on our agenda, because there are things happening pretty soon. We talked about Umbraco Spark on the recent umbraCoffee episode with Steve from Jibe, and it's happening next week. So it's not that far in time. The whole lineup was shared. There were a couple of last tickets not reserved but shared for being purchased. So I don't know, probably they were secured quite fast because that was a while ago. I've seen that. But there's a lot of also event support surrounding the Umbraco Spark, and hopefully we'll have more to say about it and share about the conference in the next month. But this is
if you still want to go, I think there might be still a few tickets left. I don't know if they've all got taken yet, but look at their socials, because they've been soliciting people to respond to that. So go for it.
Exactly, that was the mention here, and there is a plenty of surrounding events in Bristol. So yeah, I think it will be as usual a quite exciting event. So please, if there is anyone here who is watching us and will be joining the event, spread the word and share some highlights.
Are you going to be there, Callum?
I will not be there.
Are you going, Sebastian?
I'm going. We're doing a hackathon the day before, as usual, but Steve has come up with some crazy ideas, and we're already preparing for the hackathon. We're doing a package style, a game jam style hackathon. So there's already calls out for what do you want to work on, who you want to work with, and all that kind of stuff. So
how can people get involved in that? Because I saw that was going to happen. I've just not seen any info on it. So how can people get involved?
It was only for people who bought tickets and showed interest in this initiative. So it's an exclusive club. We're working on. He's working on people getting lots of FOMO, I guess.
That's cool. Again, it's a new idea, new kind of push to make the hackathon efficiency higher and more joy, more fun, more everything.
He got his inspiration from the package award we used to do at Code Garden.
Yeah.
People would just, like after Code Garden days, they would build a package and submit it.
So yeah, we'll definitely ping you and ask you, Sebastian, for some feedback after the event. But also, Callum, Joe wrote an ultimate guide for everyone who is going. So if there are people who are watching us and going there maybe for the first time, or wants to just refresh what is happening and how to prepare. That's an awesome overview of everything with an information of what is worth seeing around the conference. But there is also plenty of other events, and I was just quite looking on the Umbraco meetups list, and there's a meetup in Sydney this week.
Just I'm the only attendee, so for now we'll see.
Yes, the pre-party, and there are a couple of other meetups in the various locations in the following weeks in March. So be sure to also take a look on here with London and Umbraco and all the other ones to the end of the month. And of course, we will support and summarize them if you will have more information about it next month.
I'm very disappointed in you. I stole your idea, and you're not even using it.
Which one?
umbraCalendar.com.
Oh yeah.
Maybe one day. You know, I need to buy some time from someone. So if anyone is selling, I will definitely be up for it to follow my dreams and ideas. But then at the beginning of April, Callum, is something what also interests you a lot, and it's UDAF Fest, right? So what's the status of it? Because probably you are more up to date.
Yeah, it's got a bit of info. So it's happening on the 10th and 11th. It's going to be a hackathon.
I love this identity.
Be a hackathon, and there's going to be a partner summit on the Thursday, drinks, and then an exciting day of Umbraco talks. Speakers are going to be announced. Full speaker lineup is going to be announced next week, I understand. This is just the initial ones. And Matt will of course be over from Denmark as well. What else to say? Don't know. It's at the Microsoft Reactor in Sydney. Tickets are still on sale. I think they might be $199 Aussie dollars. If you've got a load of spare time and money and fancy a trip to Australia, I highly recommend it. It's going to be a good one.
I really love this identity and the website, so that's really cool.
Branding's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, Callum, you will definitely be the one to tell us more about the event after it will happen. But still, if there is anyone around or willing to join, it's the first festival after the Spark official festival, because Spark was announced earlier. That is happening this year. So be sure to follow. Not that many of them across the year, and that's another idea that we need to follow with this Umbraco timeline of the events at some point. We'll get there. So that's the event. Last but not least, MVP submissions we've mentioned. Containerization in Umbraco, final call to action. I saw you, Sebastian, mentioned it on the MVP's channel this week, that the whole Umbraco and everyone, especially Nikolai and the team working on this area at the moment, would love to hear more stories from the field of Umbraco running in containerized world. And when it comes to Umbraco, it's mostly about CMS instance and challenges of maybe doing that then. And I had some stories shared by various team members. We talked about it before going live, and I'm sure there is a lot of failures, successes, and issues to be discussed. So please, I'm asking your behalf and the whole community behalf, please share them, because they might hopefully just improve the future when it comes to running Umbraco in the containers. And we had a funny discussion, right? Why we should run the Umbraco in containers.
If someone can give me a genuine, real need for containerization other than it's cool, or DevOps team said we should, if you can prove a good use case, I'm really keen to hear it, because it's just a different way of delivering an application. Ultimately, it's not the end of the world, and it certainly is the more modern accepted way of doing things, I think. But we're not doing it because there's plenty of great tools out there like Azure Web Apps that lets you just throw your application at it, even in a container if you wish, and it just handles it. And there's complexity that comes with hosting containers, some complexity. So I'd be keen to hear people's actual reasons for it. But at the same time, more support's got to be good. And as we were talking about before, I think one of the biggest barriers to it not working currently is the fact that the back office has to be has to have different configuration. You need a separate instance. You can't load balance it, and that's on the roadmap of things to fix. So that's exciting.
Yeah, we're looking into load balance back offices as well as front ends, so that's going to be super interesting, actually.
Yeah,
and that was exactly what I mentioned to my team members, because effectively also slot swapping of Umbraco back office instance might be challenge itself, especially due to the configuration and not that many possibilities to really differentiate which one is the one to handle the traffic. But at the same time, I was helping my friends in handing over a very big microservice related solution that has Umbraco as a part of it, and the whole team was heavily surprised why we advised them to not run Umbraco in container, because everything else is a pod on the Kubernetes cluster, and they couldn't understand why. So I think this is maybe something what we were not that much exposed to yet. But in general, in the big distributed applications where everything is a small pod and microservice, having CMS which forces teams to differentiate the setup and deployments and all the other stuff into the app service and so on might be an argument, but that's exactly why this discussion is here, and I already shared it with them to share their experiences here. So I hope that they will write down what they found, because at the end of the day they run some test and they are right now swapping slots on CMS instance, deploying it to some clusters. So they've made it somehow. So maybe that will be a lesson for all of us that is possible. We'll see. I'm really looking at this thread with interest, because I do not have that much experience as well with containers yet. So let's see. And that's all from our list today. Is there anything else, guys, that you would like to add?
Don't think so. Forum looks great, Seb. Well done.
Thank you. I look forward to your first interaction with the forum, Callum.
I'm more inclined to use it now, given that the experience isn't totally jarring. So
excellent.
So yeah, we will see each other on the leaderboard then.
Yes.
The forum. But yeah, go to forum and support each other. And thanks, Sebastian, for this for joining us today and sharing the update from your side. And yeah, let's see what else will be accomplished in the next month, and we'll of course see each other then to summarize it on another umbraCoffee. And for everyone watching, thanks for staying with us. Like, subscribe, share, and help us shape up the agenda of the next month's episode. Again,
16 more subscribers. Come on, we can do it.
Yeah, again. I think we'll do it every year at Code Garden. We'll get those 16 subscribers and then go down. But yeah, let's try. But yeah, thanks everyone, and yeah, be sure to join us next month, and yeah, have a lovely rest of the day and the weekend ahead of you guys. Thank you. Bye bye.